You know, I would like to thank all of you for coming out today to hear about the state of our city. And everywhere I go, you know I say, it's an all-America city. The underlying theme for what we have been accomplishing in DeSoto is excellence in balance, and it is the foundation for our success. Excellence in balance, the foundation for our success. Some people define success by something flashy that they can see, a sports stadium, a giant shopping center, or a skyscraper. And those are all good if the city they're located in has a solid foundation. But if the needs of their residents go unmet, if the taxes that residents pay are skyrocketing, and if the infrastructure around such ventures is deteriorating, then these great things will not stand the passage of time. In fact, without a solid foundation, they won't stand at all. But that's not the case in DeSoto. The first key to building a solid civic foundation is having the right people involved in the process. And believe me, we do. I'd like to take a quick moment or two just to recognize some of the people who make the process work so well here in DeSoto. And I would be remiss if I did not begin with the person who has my back all of the time. And that is DeSoto's first gentleman, Dr. Leon McCowan. My sister, Mrs. Eugene Garrett, and her husband, George Garrett, who is indeed the best brother-in-law in the world. And he reminds everybody that I am the baby of the family, so they have to take care of me. So thank you for being here, and whenever you see me, look for them. They're always there for me. And I'd also like to thank my second family, my esteemed colleagues on the DeSoto City Council. They have been acknowledged, and I just want you to give my colleagues, please stand again. I wanted to give them another round of applause because we have made a difference together for the people of DeSoto, and we recognize the importance of working together to maintain the positive momentum that our teamwork has produced. And I see a couple of people sitting at the table with them who make sure that I'm where I need to be. They can find me 24/7, and believe me, they will, and they do. And I consider them a little bit, I say they're my bosses, and that is Keisha Mars Perkins. Would you stand? Our city secretary, and Alicia Thomas, our assistant secretary. Thank you so much. Our former DeSoto mayors and council members, I know that there are some former council members in the audience. Will you please stand? And if, I don't see any former mayors here. Okay, former city council members. Mayor Waddle said that he would be traveling, and so he's not here. And we know where the immediate past mayor is, the 20th mayor. He chose to run for office, so State Representative Carl Sherman could not be here today. All other former elected officials have been recognized, and so I just want to mention how much you mean to our team. Then there's DeSoto's senior management team, who Dr. Richardson has already recognized. However, you know, we could not do what we do without the senior management team and the staffers who work so hard here at City Hall and beyond to make sure that our city continues to be in the forefront of all we do. With the city managers, directors, our city manager, the directors, and all of the staff here, please stand again. Please stand again. Thank you so much. Dr. Richardson, your team's devotion to DeSoto shines brightly and has earned my deepest respect. I'm looking for you, there you are, you moved on. I really want to look at you when I say that because you really and truly shine brightly. And so the leadership that you all provide to our outstanding and dedicated workforce makes a tremendous difference in the quality of life for all of our residents each and every day. We appreciate you and all that you do in terms of providing the leadership and all that you do for our city. And I cannot forget our local partners who help us to move forward, to move our city forward in their individual areas of expertise. They include the DeSoto Economic Development Corporation. And again, in the interest of time, they were acknowledged earlier, so I'll just move on. The DeSoto Chamber of Commerce and the DeSoto Independent School District. Now, you know, everybody knows one of my first loves in this city was DeSoto ISD. Stand again, DeSoto ISD. Dr. Thank you. Mrs. Gold, thank you. And to all of you, you know I love you and you have our full support. Thank you so much. Then there are our regional partners that include our allies from the Best Southwest Partnership, Dallas County, the Southwest Regional Communications Center 911, Texas 21, the North Texas, Central Texas Council of Governments, the Tri-City Animal Shelter and Adoption Center, the Dallas Regional Mobility Coalition, and the Veterans Administration of North Texas Healthcare System, and all of these are pictured on the slide. Now, under Dr. Richardson's very capable leadership, the city has expanded our traditional search boundaries and recruited high-quality workers with established credentials. To attract and retain such a workforce, Dr. Richardson's team spent several years developing the types of personnel packages, policies, and incentives needed to dramatically upgrade our workforce and to remove the temptation for valued members of our workforce to move on when they could receive better offers. Getting our workforce to this critical point has been one of the unsung success stories of DeSoto government. We've also been working hard to get DeSoto's fiscal house in order. We needed to stabilize the cost of government and make our workforce and service delivery game plan more efficient so that we could deliver and even increase services without raising taxes. And we did that for 4 straight years. But, thank you. But we weren't content with that. And for the next 4 years, which takes us to the present day, we were able to actually reduce DeSoto's tax rate for the next 4 years, leading up to now with the restructure. So at a time in the rest of the country when people are paying higher taxes and receiving less in return, the city of DeSoto bucked the national trend, improved our service delivery, and eased the burden on our residents. And hopefully that has earned some excitement and respect in terms of what this council, the leadership here at the city of DeSoto have done, all of us working together to make sure that we could indeed reduce the tax rate, and we're not done yet. And these savings have given us the freedom to give back to our long-term workers by allowing us to restore the original retirement contribution rate for our employees. And because of our successful efforts to get our workforce and financial houses in order and moving forward, the city of DeSoto has been able to secure 2 bond rating upgrades and generate unprecedented growth in our revenue and reserve funds. And that's just a start. The improvements that have taken place in DeSoto City government have been recognized by several of the organizations that rate government effectiveness and determine which ones are truly the best of the best. And year after year, DeSoto has made the cut. Among the recognitions that the city of DeSoto has received include our third straight year Digital Cities Award. Congratulations, Tom Pfeiffer and your team. Commission for Accreditation of Parks and Recreation Agencies. Congratulations, Renee Johnson and her team. The ISO Class 1 Fire Department rating, the best rating possible. Yes. Congratulations, Chief Duffield and your team. The Texas Municipal Library Directors Association recognitions, and there are many. Congratulations, Carrie McGath and your team. The Government Finance Officers Association Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting and Distinguished Budget Presentation Award. Congratulations, Tracy Cormier and your team. So ladies and gentlemen of DeSoto, I can say with complete confidence and with a lot of great organizations to back me up that the state of our city is solid. Solid as a rock. And we fully expect to maintain this positive momentum during 2019 and beyond. One thing is clear. We have put together a great team, and our people really do make the difference. We have a solid people base, and we have built some very strong and effective partnerships. Whether it's our current and former elected officials, our local or regional partners, or the City of DeSoto's senior managers who coordinate our daily service efforts, they all care deeply about the people of DeSoto and make a real difference in the lives of our residents. You know, but some people, there are just some people who make the biggest difference of all, the real game changers in this equation. And they are the rank and file workers who are out there day in and day out, looking out for the people of DeSoto. And you know, sometimes they just don't get the recognition they deserve. So let's give our rank and file workers. And we aren't the only ones who recognize the value of DeSoto's government workers. Many of the other cities in our region and beyond also know that they're excellent workers and won't hesitate to hire them away. We've experienced that. And that's been a big dilemma for us over the years. But we are finally, and I say finally, in a position to do something about it. One of the most important actions that we could take to level the playing field and begin to retain our best and brightest was to conduct our recent compensation study, which was commissioned by our city manager's office. This study helped us to determine what government workers, including those in police and fire, were getting from other cities in the region so that we could better calculate the worth of our workers and provide the necessary incentives, including bonus pay to the workers who have been with us the longest, to allow them to stay in DeSoto. Yes, our people really do make the difference. They're the ones who make DeSoto solid. And I'd be glad to stack them up against workers anywhere. Really would. And we would care about our employees here at the City of DeSoto. And everybody on that video, thank you, you did a wonderful job. because of all of the people on our team, from city employees to our governmental and civic allies, including those who serve on boards and commissions, DeSoto has been able to face many challenges that come our way. And where some people saw challenges, DeSoto saw opportunities. We were faced with the challenge of selecting an area of DeSoto where economic development could prosper. While any new economic development is usually a plus to a city's economy, planned redevelopment corridors or districts can really make a difference in the economic health and growth of a city for generations to come. Just look at the theater districts in New York or Silicon Valley in the southern San Francisco Bay Area. We wanted to select a part of DeSoto that we could formally designate for redevelopment and set aside the resources to help move the process forward. We met this challenge by coming up with the Hampton Road redevelopment corridor, and so many people in this room contributed to that. And we secured the approval from the voters of DeSoto to provide $6.4 million in incentives to purchase property along this corridor. And here is a short video to show you the progress we've had with meeting this challenge. We want you to see this.
To say that it was seamless would be an understatement. I had never had an experience where the city manager, Dr. Richardson, would take you by the hand and walk you.
That a picture is worth 1,000 words, and so not only did you get a picture of what is happening, but you had an opportunity to see it in a more active form. So our next challenge was creating increased retail opportunities and addressing the issues that arise when a retailer leaves. We were able to address both as a result when we teamed up with our allies to find a more effective use for the 26,000 square feet of space vacated by Ace Hardware Store in the old Brook Hollow Shopping Center. Yet another dollar store was initially proposed. But we wanted a more forward-thinking option for such a massive, centrally located space. Those of us in leadership positions actively engaged the owner of that facility because we knew that finding a more effective reuse could potentially benefit DeSoto's economy for years to come. By creating a business incubator, we were able to encourage entrepreneurship and spawn a variety of creative business options that would better serve our residents. We could also provide hands-on support to give our entrepreneurs the best chance at success. Because of the strong support from many here today, we were able to turn blight into might and make our small business incubator a model for the nation. The city of Milwaukee came for a visit because they viewed our incubator as a great solution to a problem that they were having. And Congresswoman Eddie Bernice Johnson, she is a great friend of DeSoto, as we all know. She dedicated a portion of her staff retreat to walking the entire incubator, visiting with merchants and shoppers, and even doing a little shopping herself. I hope you will support these and other small businesses in our city, and don't hesitate to give them some feedback, because feedback really does help all of us succeed. Sometimes it comes tough, but when you're receptive to it, and I know they will be, I believe it will help them become more successful. Another challenge that was a daunting one, securing public transportation to make getting around DeSoto easier and less costly. Really a challenge. We developed a new grant-funded transportation program for low-income residents who meet HUD eligibility. This provides them with taxi cab transportation to access essential services such as trips to the doctor, the pharmacy, or grocery shopping. They get a $100 credit card per month that can only be used for transportation to these types of facilities. As for public transportation, our voters rejected DART in the 1980s, and it would be too costly to acquire today. We felt that bus service from Star Transit would provide our residents the best options, but we wanted to look before we leaped. So we worked with Star Transit to establish a pilot program to field test this service, and the results were most promising. And now that we added this service, DeSoto residents have increased accessibility to jobs, educational opportunities, medical appointments, which are crucial to an aging population, also entertainment and connectivity to DART, which can take them all around Dallas. So those services are available through Star Transit. And we know our number one responsibility is to protect our citizens and keep them safe. One of the most critical challenges that any government faces is keeping the residents safe. So the DeSoto Police Force has done an exemplary job doing just that and have lowered overall crime in DeSoto, and listen to this, 25% from last year. Chief Costa and his team are doing an amazing job. But you know, there's still a crime that happens much too often behind closed doors. And it's one that we really all have to work together to defeat. I'm talking about domestic violence. DeSoto Police responds to more than 500, and I repeat, 500 domestic violence calls every year. And these are the types of calls that present the greatest danger for our officers. But the best way to fight it is to take action before it reaches that point. Excuse me. Now, this is why the City of DeSoto formed our own Domestic Violence Advisory Commission, also known as DVAC. DVAC was created by ordinance so that it could serve as the host to events intended to raise awareness of domestic violence and to direct victims to assistance. They have also produced public service announcements and other materials for the community. The woman that you see in our visual for domestic violence is Mary Kay Dewberry, chair of our DVAC. And I'd like to at least acknowledge the Domestic Violence Advisory Committee members who are here. I saw Ms. Dewberry, the chair. So would you all please stand up? Denise Valentine is here, who served on the commission but has moved on, retired from it. Where are you, Denise? There she is, thank you. And then I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge the Victims Assistant Coordinator. Where are you, Charlotte? There she is. Now the photo that's on the screen is from last October's bullying, the symposium, and let me give the theme of it. It was domestic violence, human trafficking, and bullying held in our own DeSoto Town Center, Corner Theater. It was a very powerful and moving event that made the community members that attended more aware of the problem and let them know that they do not have to take it. And we have another important event using the theme, Building a Consent Culture, which is designed to educate the public about the dangers of domestic violence. And it is scheduled for April 6th. So please mark your calendars. April 6th is Sexual Awareness Month, and we will bring together a combination of subject matter experts, resource and product providers to help our residents prevent and deter domestic violence and to recover from assault if they have been a victim. Another heartfelt challenge that we face is finding ways to make services accessible to our veterans. If you are a veteran and you're in this room today, please stand or wave your hand to our veterans. Thank you for your service. Each year for the past 7 years, DeSoto hosts an event to honor our veterans. It is a great event that shares our appreciation for all that they have done and provides them with opportunities to connect with Veterans Administration affiliated service providers. But we realize that there are 365 other days in the year that our veterans might need a hand. This is a big reason why the City of DeSoto established a Veterans Affairs Advisory Committee by ordinance in 2018. And I am very pleased with the job that they're doing. I attended the committee's last meeting on January 17th, and we met with representatives from the Veterans Administration's new outreach program and Congresswoman Johnson's office to discuss ways to provide a wider amount of services on an ongoing basis for the veterans of DeSoto. The VA is actually very interested in bringing such services directly to our community. So we are very hopeful and that we will have more to say about this in the near future, and I believe we will. Another challenge that we faced was carrying out economic development on an industrial level that paid at or above livable wages. DeSoto really wanted to reel in a big fish, and we did it with the acquisition of the Kohler Faucets Distribution Center, which was completed in May of 2018. Our Economic Development Corporation worked with the developer, Prologis, and is reimbursing Prologis for infrastructure costs. At 1.3 million square feet, this is the largest center in Kohler's portfolio. Represents a $65 million capital investment and created 110 plus new jobs. It was also the largest industrial project in the DFW area in 2017. So it really is a big deal for DeSoto, and that deserves a round of applause. Thank you. In addition to Kohler, the city and the EDC worked collaboratively on a number of projects that brought 325 jobs, over 1.5 million square feet of construction, almost $70 million in capital investment, and a 10.85% increase in sales tax allocations. As you saw earlier in our Hampton Road redevelopment corridor video, we were faced with the challenge of finding major businesses willing to help anchor this development corridor. At the time, our EDC board president, Belinda May, learned that Dr. Human Siddiqui, and you saw him earlier, was looking for a location to build that 100 plus bed transitional skilled nursing facility, and worked hard to convince him to take a look at DeSoto. Did Miss May make it today? Belinda May? Okay, wanted to acknowledge her. But what she did, what Miss May did, she referred him to the city manager's office, and Dr. Richardson took it from there. As we learned from talking to our most current developers, DeSoto took a high-level, hands-on approach that they had not seen before. So Dr. Richardson drove the streets of DeSoto with Dr. Siddiqui, showing his possible locations and discussing ways to make his idea of DeSoto a reality. So because we have good people who believe in the city, people who network well, and are willing to go the extra mile and then some, the city of DeSoto will soon become home to this 50,000 square feet, 100 plus bed transitional skilled nursing facility that will help to anchor our Hampton Road redevelopment corridor and will add more than 70 jobs. And these will be professional jobs, and we're very excited about that. And excited because we're hoping these people who come to work at this amazing facility will make their home in DeSoto. So this project represents a capital investment of $10 million and a little bit more. We have also faced the challenge of continuously providing attractive housing options to DeSoto residents and making those who don't live in DeSoto wish they did. I am pleased to report that we are moving forward on that front and are in the midst of what some might refer to as a housing boom. DeSoto has added 10 new subdivisions, I repeat, 10 new subdivisions in the past year, all in various stages of development. And this housing demand and our ability to meet it speaks wonders to the solid economic progress that DeSoto is making below the radar. And it is all because we are continuing to build this city on an intentional, strategic, and balanced approach to handling the city's business. 4 of these subdivisions are presently in a construction phase, and 6 are in the design phase. Moving on to capital improvement projects. In previous years, I have delivered lengthy project updates during my State of DeSoto addresses, providing you with extensive details about streets and alley improvements and happenings related to wastewater. All of these projects are ongoing and are very important to the lives of our residents. But to speed along today's address, we will be posting much of this type of information online. But in terms of a few major street reconstruction projects, I am pleased to provide you with these details. We've seen a lot of progress in the Westmoreland Road improvement project. Let me say that again. We've received a lot of progress on the Westmoreland Road improvement project between Beltline and Parkerville. It will widen Westmoreland and will include sidewalks. The design contract has been awarded by council, and design is approximately 20% complete. Our partnership with Dallas County has helped to speed along this project, as it has with the Pleasant Run Road widening project, which were won between Westmoreland and Cockrell Hill. The preliminary steps are finished, and the design phase is 50% complete. We owe a special debt of gratitude to our man downtown, Commissioner John Wiley Price, Judge Jenkins, and the entire Commissioner's Court for helping to move these projects along. We could not have done these at this pace without them. And the Chatty Road improvement project between Pleasant Run and Beltline, believe it or not, it is on deck for spring. I knew former Councilwoman Ledbetter would love to hear that. The construction contract has been awarded and it will be ready to start following a planned relocation of a gas line by our friends at Atmos Energy. So Chatty Road is coming. One of our most welcomed capital developments is the construction of DeSoto's new fire station, #2, behind the Southwest Region Communication Center off Beltline and Parks. The concrete foundation is set to be poured any day now, and once that happens, the broader construction will move at an accelerated rate. We hope to be doing a ribbon cutting in late 2019, right, Chief Duffield? Okay, right. The new design is being received well by all, but especially by our female firefighters, who will be afforded greater privacy under the new design. We have received an almost immediate return on our investment to improve DeSoto's Public Library's Assembly Hall, the lobby, and children's area. I spend a lot of time attending functions and participating in meetings at our library, and I can tell you firsthand that the improvements that were made not only look great, but add to the functional nature of that facility. According to our managing director, Karen McGett, the stated goal for that facility is to become the center of the community and provide a safe place to get access to important resources and to engage with others in the community. I can say without hesitation that our library is a centerpiece of the city, and they are not only meeting, but far exceeding their goals. Now, I'm not sure how many of you have visited our newly refurbished rec center, but if you haven't been over there, you need to get yourselves over there. They have a new lobby, and the gym floors have been resurfaced. Some of the existing racquetball courts have been converted into much-needed activity rooms, and the walking track has been resurfaced. And you should see the beautiful, light, bright colors that they have painted in that area. It looks simply beautiful. Parks and Recreation kept busy with the rec center upgrade, but they have also been busy providing some fantastic programs throughout the year. Their Crawfish Festival back in June was a big success, and it featured Brothers Johnson. They also launched a program to provide free Wi-Fi in all city parks to keep all of our residents seeking online access in the loop. And by the way, just last Saturday night, the sold-out 25th anniversary Daddy-Daughter Dance was the most elegant and entertaining event ever. So DeSoto family and friends, these are the facts. If there is any takeaway from today's address, it should be this. The city of DeSoto has worked hard to upgrade our workforce and to get our financial house in order. And so again, I say, the state of our city is solid as a rock, and our financial situation is strong. We have had no property tax increase in 8 years and actually reduced the taxes for our residents for the past 4 years. And not only haven't we reduced our services, but are delivering them even more efficiently. We're looking out for the safety of our residents, and crime is down 25% between this year and last year. Our tax base is expanding, and our sales tax receipts are up. DeSoto has the lowest unemployment rate in the best Southwest area. And I won't go through what the others are. You can find that for yourself. But I guarantee you, it's a fact. And most importantly, the city of DeSoto has a solid commitment to improving the quality of life for all our residents. Now, keep your eyes on the future. There are plenty of exciting happenings coming to DeSoto's way in 2019. We will be breaking ground for a Fuzzy Taco Shop and the Smoothie King, as our city manager mentioned. DeSoto-based Diab, one of the large companies in our industrial park, will be expanding right here, moving more of their business to DeSoto. Ongoing revitalization efforts and redevelopment will be taking place within the Hampton Road corridor. Expanding arts and entertainment and cultural events will continue to be a priority, so stay tuned. In fact, I'll take this opportunity to remind you that the city is partnering with DeSoto ISD on hosting the Dallas Black Dance Theater, and it will be on Friday, February 22nd at 7 p.m. in the Brett Nichols Auditorium at DeSoto High School. And as they say in the wrestling world, be there. And finally, an event of historic proportions. The city of DeSoto is turning 70 on March 2nd. Some people are accurately referring to it as the 70th anniversary of DeSoto's incorporation as a city. But where I come from in East Texas, it's a birthday. And birthdays are meant to be celebrated, especially milestone birthdays, such as 70 years. So save the date for a celebration of DeSoto's 70th birthday on Saturday, March 2nd, 2019 at 10 a.m. right here at Town Center in the main lobby and the City Council chamber. Please, please come out to support and help us celebrate our city's birthday. As I prepare to take my seat and reflect on all that we have accomplished together in this great city, how we have viewed our challenges as opportunities, and how we have intentionally and strategically worked to strike the right balance to achieve excellence, I am moved to paraphrase one of my favorite quotes by Robert Kennedy. Some leaders see things as they are and ask why. But at the city of DeSoto, I assure you, and I assure all of you, that our team dreams of things that never were and ask why not. That's how we do it in the city of DeSoto. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I thank you so much for joining us today. And a special shout out to Team DeSoto, including our partners, the Chamber of Commerce, for the opportunity to present the state of our city, this all-American city of DeSoto, Texas. God bless you, and may God bless the city of DeSoto. Thank you so much.